So you know who I am, where I come from. I'm Optimus Prime, leader of the free Autobots. But I wasn't always like that way. Now if we go back, we'll see a lot of the way this happened. Like any Cybertronian, I was born a sparkling. No real purpose, and I will remind you, this is when the Quintessas were around. So, if you weren't a fighter, you did slave labor. I wasn't into that. So I found this guy named Airwave. He raised me. We did crime things. It's not something you would hear me do now, but it happened. When I was old enough, I was just some extra muscle they used to make sure deals didn't go sour. They didn't really include me in a lot of combat situations. For that, we had Airwave, Astro Train, Cinder Saw, Shrapnel, and Reflector. Reflector before he was cloned to the masses. And we pretty much were doing deals and illegal stuff. And that probably around here is the point I was having some trauma.
When the war ended, Optimus came to my office and said I could use your assistance. And of course I agreed, but it wasn't easy.
What happened that day? I think I can tell you that. So what was happening is Shrapnel had sold us out. After the Quintessas were defeated during the first Civil War, we had plenty of opportunities to do crimes. But Shrapnel sold us out. Told us that if we did this one big gig, there'd be lots of energon and cash and credits for us. But then he informed Autobot police about it. Wait, where's Airwave? He's over there. Leading them, of course, were Prowl and Ironhide, but that wasn't important at the time. But what happened to me that made me traumatized was probably this. My best friend, mentor, he was practically what you humans call fathers, was shot. He was bleeding, and badly. There was no way we could fix him up with what little equipment we had. I thought maybe we can get him an infirmary. But his last words still haunt me. He said, "Orion, don't be afraid of Primus." Just like that, he was dead. Astro Train was second in command, so we called a retreat. So we did.
At first, he was quite open, but eventually, he was more closed and of aggression about his past and seemed hopeless.
After that, the group was torn apart. We had left Shrapnel for the cops, and he obviously survived. Cindersaur and Astro Train, as well as Reflector, were just going at each other's throat. So it was that point I decided to leave, get on with my life. To this day, I wonder if it was a good idea. Sometimes I think I might have been better off. Other times, I'm happy with what I did. But after a while, your ravaged street breaker. By the time it came that the Second Civil War came, I was completely in disrepair. I was falling apart. I was nowhere in good condition. And then came Alpha Trion. He repaired me, got me back on my feet. And overall, gave me a new purpose to live. And the rest, well, that's history. People are always saying things like, remember the past. But it's a sore subject for me. If the Matrix is to go anything by, I just probably should forget some things. But I can't forget it all. Now, a question a lot of people are asked about their past, especially if it was a bad one. Would you do it all again? If I did it all again, if I had to do it all again, I would definitely do it with pleasure. Because that's what I liked to do back then. Because that was my personality back then. But now, as I am older and more responsible now, I may have still done it. Because if I hadn't, maybe Megatron would have taken over Cybertron and Earth. And who knows about that?
Before they went back to Cybertron, Optimus came back and really opened up. So I'd say this was one of my best successes.
What, Bendy? Come on, Bendy! We gotta go get Screech after Target! Come on!
Okay.
Guys, I'm coming!
In this world, carry on. Who will know? Nothing was something of me. I am lost. All my fears. No one knows. All my tears. There's no trace. Tell my heart of my years. There's a hole. Bum 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 bum.